Window. Mm. I have a story about the window. hmm So one day, I was leaving to go get the kids from school. And as I left the door to go to the car, I closed the door. I was walking to the car. I sat in the car. And as I got into the car, an Amazon package delivery man was dropping off a package. When I went to get the kids, I came home and the window next to the mailbox was shattered, like broken, like someone broke it. So naturally, I was like, oh, it's probably on accident, of course, the delivery driver. So I said, so one day there was a pretty princess. She was the prettiest princess in the land. And oh, and super smart. Devout! What up, homie? And so I'm so happy you're here. I love you. It's me. I'm the pretty princess. No, it's you. It's you. We're two pretty princesses living the dream. I'm so happy to see you. So the window was shattered, and you could tell it was shattered from the inside because of the pattern of the two of us. Just the two of us. We oh speak there's a loudspeakers. We need to scream it from the rooftop. um and it was shattered from the inside. We can make it if we try. Devote, you are not helping my ADHD. But I love you. You're the best. I love you. Sending you love and light and blessings. So I could tell it was broken from the inside, but I was like, my intuition was telling me that, but I didn't have any proof. So I was like, well, let me ask my husband if if he saw anything on the ring camera, because we have a ring camera. So it doesn't keep it recorded, but he did have it available. And so he played it, and the guy never even touched the window. It actually broke while he was in front of it, and he looked at it holding the package, like, and he looked around, and there was nothing around. It wasn't the dog. The dog wasn't even barking, which was actually very unusual because usually the dog barks. So it was all very strange, and luckily the ring light captured it, or the ring camera. But that's just the story because Spirit said window, so that was my window story. You're welcome. Hello. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Patience. I am your spirit medium, host of Spirit News on Spotify, where we have dedicated our time and effort to be of service to the collective because we love to help. We love to help people. 4 on the clock, and 3 plus 1 is 4. 4, 4, 4, 4. We just love to help. We love to give our knowledge that we've given, or that we've received from our very own spirit team, and we've put it in a podcast form for you. I love the number 4. Yes. If you want to understand your non-physicalness, or you want to understand non-physical energy or energy in general, you can go find all of that metaphysical information through the description bar in the link tree. We would be happy to have you. The more the merrier. We are agape here, accept all, reject none, and we're very happy to do so. It pleases us. We do not get paid to do this. We are just called to do it because it's something that we're good at. It's something that makes us feel good emotionally. Spirit said disagree. Maybe I will get paid for it one day. Robin! Oh my gosh, all my goodies are here. I love you guys. My spirit tribes rolling in. Rolling in. My spirit team. So I had a strange epiphany. Actually, you know what? Before we begin, let me do a prayer for us. Let me do a prayer. Gratitude prayer. Gratitude prayer. I've been liking to look up prayers just because people write so many, and I feel like, I don't know, I want to give them all like an opportunity to be said out loud. I think that that's cool that people take the time to write them. Prayer of thanks. I come before your throne today, not to ask for anything, but to simply say thank you. Thank you for the gift of life and the lives of my family. Thank you for my job and for all the food you provide for us. Oh, I'm gonna cry. Thank you for your strength and the health you've given us. Thank you for giving us a place to lay our heads. We truly are grateful, Lord. Thank you for your traveling mercies, for being our shepherd through dark times. We want to say thank you. Oh, I'm gonna cry. For saving us from our own traps, we say thank you. For saving us from the traps of our enemies, we thank you. We give you all the glory and adoration for all that you do for us. I am humbled by your grace and your everlasting love for me. Thank you. Oh, beautiful. See? Beautiful. Beautiful. Extremely happy to be here. I am extremely happy you are here as well. I'm feeling the vibes. I'm feeling the love. I'm so grateful to have you guys. Thank you for all your love and support. I truly appreciate it. Spirit always says it's not the quantity, it's the quality. So I'm so happy to have quality viewers that are high vibrational, that send me love all the time. I'm super, super grateful for that. Thank you. Thank you for all your love. So, I am a childhood psychic. I was born this way. I am honoring my childhood psychic gift. We believe here at Spirit News that everybody is psychic. We are here to help with the shift into our new psychic energy as we approach closer to the sun. Spirit said ghost town. I know it's few and far in between, but there are people being activated at this time that are not aware of the shift. And so we're just here to bring awareness, because knowledge is power. So the more aware you are, the more possibilities open up for you. So you don't have to believe anything, but by being an observer of the information and just locking it away in that mind of yours, it allows you to open up more doorways, more possibilities, to understanding your energy, to becoming master manifestors, and not by sex magic or rituals or energy manipulation, but true manifestation the way it's supposed to be, through joy, through gratitude, through love, through the heart space, because that's where we're going into. I've been informed by my own spirit team, and if you resonate with then that's beautiful. If you don't, that's fine too. All experiences are valuable. So it's not about being right. It's about what is right for you, what feels right for you. Everybody's going to be on different levels of experiences, of education, of consciousness. And so you just have to follow what feels right for you. We have made our latest episode of Spirit News. It's called The Art of Spiritual Discernment. And we have gathered all of the information that we have observed that has helped us to develop our own discernment in real time, and we've put it all the nuggets there for you. So if you want to check that out, you can see if it resonates and if it helps you at all. We are so happy if it does, and we're happy if it doesn't, because at least you know that it's there whenever you want to peruse it. So it basically helps you to develop your own discernment, because the time we're going into is going to be more psychic. The veil's getting thinner, and the numbers on my apartment door are 3122. That equals 44. The 4400, which, from what I understand, a lot of people. I don't know why I'm feeling called to say this, but a lot of people will say the chosen or the 144,000. And from my understanding, from what my spirit guides tell me, anybody can be chosen. Anybody can be chosen. And when you become a chosen or part of the 144,000, it's not a number of, it's not an amount of 144,000, it's 144,000 hertz. Spirit just said four. My death. Spirit just said four. It's when you clear your field to be at a clear state of your natural pure positive energy, which is 144,000 hertz. So they say chosen because it's not that everybody's chosen. It's, do you answer the call? Do you understand what energy is enough to be able to clear your field to that level of frequency? Because you are that frequency without your human vessel, and when you come into a dense body, the hertz frequency gets reduced, or more like compacted, or dirty, and prevents you from uh it prevents you from seeing clearly or getting a higher perspective. It keeps you in a very earthly mindset or consciousness. And so that 144,000 is the equivalent to Christ consciousness, which is what Jesus Christ was. That was why Spirit said medium. My mediumship has been coming online really strong. Spirit just said medium. Me too. I'm a medium too. My mediumship. Veritable. I was always psychic, but it spontaneously activated 4 or 5 years ago through traumatic experience, and so I was guided to take some mediumship courses to do my best to empower myself. So I took the James Van Prague um, mediumship courses to start me off, and I've been kind of using my spirit team to continue those, and whatever teacher I'm guided to next, I'll definitely be open to. So what we wanted to talk about today, I think, might have to do with Walt Disney. Infected. Now I don't know for sure yet. Spirit said infected. I don't know for sure yet, but I got Spirit on the Necrometer said Disney the other day, and if you watched yesterday, I brought up that I think Walt Disney wants to come through. So we'll definitely be doing that. But another thing that came up, and I took a screenshot of it, that I think may be connected, and I will see as when we pull the cards if it is connected. But I got this advertisement on Facebook as I was looking at my notifications, and I don't go on Facebook a lot just because I don't know, I just don't vibe with it. But it was Magical Egypt. Unlock the mysteries and tap into your own inner power with these transformative teachings. Join us on a journey of discovery and empowerment like no other. Women of Wisdom Summit, a $49 value. Experience these teachings and witness the revelations that unfold during our roundtable discussions recorded at the Women of Wisdom conference. And then it has a bunch of doctors, PhDs, and it says the Magdalene manuscript exploring sex magic of Isis is part of the Women of Wisdom Summit, a celebration of immaterial that is your free gift with purchase. Over 12 hours of insightful lectures, engaging workshops, and thought-provoking roundtables ready for you to watch at your leisure. Don't miss out on this unique opportunity to explore the temple teachings and the Women of Wisdom Summit and unravel the profound mysteries of sex magic, magic, of Isis, and the alchemies of Horus. Reserve your spot now to embark on this transformative, enlightening journey. And then oh, I didn't read the beginning. Oh, I did it backwards. I'm sorry. But basically, in a nutshell, this is a sponsored commercial or advertisement to discover sex magic. Now, my first intuitive feeling is that this cannot be correct, or it can't be. There's some kind of disconnect here. I don't know what it is, but it feels disconnected. It doesn't feel like love. It doesn't feel. It feels like a trick. It feels like someone is misunderstanding. Now, I don't want to assume, because a lot of people put their time and effort into this course, whatever this course is. But if you are And we have done an episode about sex and energy on Spirit News. And from what I understand, from what my spirit team has told me, is yes, sex is a very sacred act, and you can manifest or create energy through it. The thing is that whoever you're doing it with, even yourself, you have to be at 144,000 hertz. Maybe that's why we brought it up, for you to even be able to utilize that tool in the correct way without bringing dire consequences energetically to you, because you're messing with energy of like really powerful stuff and stuff that is considered sacred. It isn't for, just manifesting. It's more than that. You literally are bringing in the bridge from from another dimension or place to bring in life. It's a way to bring in life and to create that spark that creates a child, that creates a living vessel for a soul to inhabit. It's completely sacred. I don't really feel connected to some Facebook advertisement of its existence to be good for the collective. But the way they package it is giving you practical tools and techniques to continue your journey of self discovery and spiritual growth. And it says practice, it says to embark on a comprehensive journey that blends theory and practice. So, theory implies that it hasn't been done before. So, essentially, an experiment. So, these people are claiming to bring you to some kind of spiritual enlightenment. Hello, Joey. Thank you so much for being here. Yet, it's in theory. I don't know. I don't think anybody should be practicing alchemy through sex magic, because although it can be something spiritual, from what I am learning is that it is still something you're doing outside of yourself to understand yourself. What really, all you really need to do is just sit in silence. You don't have to do a ritual or do sex magic, or you do a breathing exercise, or you go sit on a tree stump, and it's as simple as that. Sex magic isn't the answer to spirituality. It is a consequence of ignorant students throwing it around like it's going to embark you on a journey of self-discovery. But it's so much more than that. I just don't think that this really is telling all of it. Okay, there's some kind of catch here, and I think that it's very irresponsible energetically to create advertisements like this, because if you read the comments, there's people who are like, I signed up right away, and oh, I wish this would have existed yesterday, and I'm all about it. Let's bring on the sex. And you can it's just very irresponsible. And I feel like this is connected to Walt Disney in some way. I'm not saying Walt Disney was using sex magic, but yesterday we got a couple cards that said, one of them said he was a keeper of secrets. And so it may involve some kind of spirituality or something like that. So we're going to find out. Holy Divine Spirit, thank you so much for being here with us. I am so grateful for all my blessings. I'm truly grateful. I'm highly blessed and have everything I need right now, and everything works out for me. Thank you so much for being here with me, for all the love, guidance, and support. I truly appreciate you. And please activate my psychic abilities at this time so we can connect. If you are of Holy Divine Spirit and of Divine Energy, I allow you into my energy field to help me channel any messages that you would like to give us about Walt Disney and his human experience. We can understand his perspective. Yeah, Spirit said, yeah. Heck yeah. Thank you. All right, my mouth is so dry. All right. Let me see. Spirit, where do you think we should go first? The Cabala? I'm getting drawn to the Cabala. Holy Divine Spirit, please, or Walt Disney, please tell us what you want us to know. Ein Sof. Jonathan. Ein Sof. Einsof. Let me look that up. Einsof. Einsof. In Cabala is understood as God prior to any self-manifestation in the production of any spiritual realm. Unending. There is no end. It was first used by Azrael, sharing the Neoplatonic belief that God can have no desire, thought, word, or action, emphasized by it the negation of any attribute. Crown. Ein Sof is the first of 10 Sifrot in the Kabbalistic tree of life, symbolizing the divine will and the initial impulse towards creation. It is inappropriate to say Ein Sof, blessed be he, glorified be he, praised be he, or similar expressions, since it cannot be blessed, praised, or glorified by another. Rather, it is the one who blesses, praises, glorifies, and animates from the first point of the emanation to the farthest. Before the formation of the universe, it had no need of emanation. It was concealed in its holy, pure simplicity. No letter, vowel, or image can be applied to it, for even Keter, the beginning of emanation, is devoid of name and image in letter or vowel. How much more so with Ein Sof, whom we cannot depict, of whom we cannot speak, of whom we cannot posit either judgment or compassion, excitement or anger, change or limit, sleep or motion, or any quality whatsoever, either prior to the emanation or now. I'm gonna say what I'm getting, even though I'm not sure if it's true, but I'm just gonna trust it, and then we can continue and see if that is what is correct. But Spirit, tell me if I'm wrong. Are you saying that Walt Disney knew about the Cabala and the Tree of Life or energy in some way, and that they may have understood noetic forms and the essence of union or unity? Uncongested. It had no need of emanation. Let me look up emanation because I'm not positive what emanation is. And Ein Sof is, hold on, let me look. Infinite. There is no end. Understood as God prior to any self-manifestation and the production of any spiritual realm, the endless one. Huh. Emanation. Let me look up emanation. Emanation?
Here's the definition of emanation: an abstract but perceptible thing that issues or originates from a source.
I think Spirit is, or what Walt Disney is saying is that he had high concept or knowledge of energy, of the specifically the Cabala and the Tree of Life. He may have understood that being in a vessel. Oh my god, it says vessel right here. It says vessel right here. He understood the 10 Sephirot. He understood he was a vessel for the 10 essences. Within these 10 named Sephirot, he found judgment and compassion. He knew he emanated the qualities that were utterly concealed, the keeper of secrets. Yesterday he said keeper of secrets, and this says the qualities.
False.
False, okay, sorry. Utterly united with it.
Collapsing.
Oh, I see what you're saying. He thought he was a vessel for the 10 essences. Oh my god, are you saying he had like a god complex or something? This is for entertainment purposes only. I cannot prove any of this. I am just here doing a psychic development read. This is all allegedly. Was Walt Disney a Templar or like hidden secret society member? Yeah, I think what Spirit is saying is that he had high levels of knowledge about the Cabala, energy, the Tree of Life. But when I said that, I said he served as a vessel for the 10 essences. Spirit said false and collapsing. He must, what, from what I'm, this, oh my God, Spirit, I love you so much. I understand.
Shakespearean.
I love you, Spirit. Spirit is a Shakespearean. Who, me? No. Okay, I get it. So what Spirit is saying is that this is why the sex magic applies. He, it's like when somebody discovers ancient knowledge and they do not find the knowledge in a healed vibrational field, they will project the energy they're at now onto the spiritual knowledge. Does that make sense? So it happens so often. We're going to make an episode about this. It's when somebody, like for instance, I'm highly intuiting that he was he knew high levels of spiritual knowledge, which would
Animal.
an animal, which would make him, Spirit always says
Large.
animal. Spirit always says animal when referring to secret societies because they're usually doing things to animals, behaving like animals, very like instinctual, very animalistic, very survival mode, very reptilian, things like that. So, for instance, if it turns out he's in a secret society, you automatically get access to high levels of spiritual knowledge, and then you will do actions and rituals and all that to attain, um, like the ad said, self-discovery of and spiritual wisdom. And so it gives you a false perception that you have some kind of gift or some kind of supernatural power or something like that, and makes you, it gives you a God complex, to make it short. So you think because you have attained this level of high spiritual knowledge, but you're not at a clear field to use it responsibly or to understand all aspects of it. You use it for material gain or to impose on people's free will or things like that. So it does make sense. Like, he was so materialistic, he could not really discern the truth, lack of spiritual development. Yes, I think that's what Spirit is telling us right now. So, just because you have high levels of spiritual knowledge doesn't mean that you are in an energetic space to
The number
hold
6.
or to use that knowledge responsibly. And that's why in the Bible, and I'm not saying that I'm a Bible thumper and I believe everything the Bible says, but it does have instances where people pretend to be psychic or to, like the priests said they had the sacred knowledge that connected them to God and that you couldn't talk to God unless you went through the priest. But that's not true. And so it got to their
There is a
head
portal
because they
nearby.
were using spirituality as a way to take money from people. Instead of giving people spiritual knowledge, they were taking people's money, and they were using spiritual tools as a way to make themselves seem more like people of authority who had authority to talk to God or to attain knowledge from God or to be a spiritual person. You know, they were abusing divination, and they were using witchcraft. But a lot of what I'm discovering is a lot of people will use the Bible or be Christians or say they're God fearing as a way,
Sure.
Spirit said, sure, as a way to hide, or sometimes they think they're actually doing something like God's work when really it's not. It's just they've been tricked or they've been manipulated by trickster energies because they're not at they're not at 144,000 hertz. Once you reach Christ consciousness, it means so many things, but the most important thing in this scenario is that it means you cannot be tricked by trickster entities, and you will not have the desire to use any spiritual knowledge you attain for any materialistic gain or any notoriety. It will not make you vain. It will not give you a God complex because you realize that you are a piece of God having a human experience. You know, you are a piece of God learning how to understand itself in your very unique way. You realize the unity, the union of the universe. So Walt Disney was karmic, a karmic partner. Walt Disney was a karmic person living in karmic energy, and he attained spiritual knowledge. He probably knew about Jewish mysticism, but he didn't come from the heart space. He came from the root chakra, which makes you very materialistic. It makes you very jealous, very insecure, very about monetary gain, things like that. Damn, Walt Disney, tell us more, please. Help us understand what happened. The siren. He was a siren. You know, men can be sirens too. It's an energy. It's not a mermaid. You know, it's an energy, and the energy of a siren is a seducer, a temptress, someone who is seduced easily by temptation. You know, so I have it right here. The siren. He could have been a prisoner of his own temptations. Um, what he thought he wanted paled in comparison to the sweet allure of the song. Mm. He found himself lost in a spell of desire and longing, perhaps even lust. Didn't I say sex magic? Whether the thing calling to us is ultimately good or bad, it is somewhat irrelevant. It's the journey that matters, and the work of the siren is to take us on a deep psychic descent. Following her song, we go down, down, down. I'm going down, down, na, 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 na. And sugar, we're going down swinging. I'll be a number one with a bullet. Loaded gun complex, cock it and pull it. I guess he was the reason for his own demise or something. So he might have been unable to resist the call.
1800s.
The call. He was unable to resist the call of lust and desire. He was vessel. Wickedness, adultery, wreckage, betrayal, instability. Lana Del Rey's ultra violence. Oh, jeez. Jiminy Crickets. Jiminy Crickets! That's Disney too! Other iterations of the siren archetype include the nymph, the mermaid, and the fairy. Those are all in Peter Pan. The nymph, the mermaid, and the fairy are all in Peter Pan. They often come in sets of 3. And Spirit said 3 earlier. Huh. Wickedness, it says. The womb. The nest, the belly, the origin. Infertility. Imbalance. Did Walt Disney have any children? This says infertility. I don't think he had any children. Let me see. Did Walt Disney have children?
Yes, Walt Disney's children were
Okay.
Diane Disney Miller and Sharon May Disney.
Diane and Sharon.
Three spirits.
3 spirits. Grandchildren. Walter, Victoria. Walter, Victoria, Christopher, Michelle, Tamara, Brad, Joanna, Ronald, Jennifer, Patrick. Walt Disney Family Feud. His grandkids are weird, it says. Well, I don't want to read too much because I don't want to give any clues away. So there was some kind of origin story to this beginning that could have stemmed from his mother. His mother was in a world that often negated power and necessity of feminine principles. This in return caused lack of warmth, tenderness, and sacred intelligence from which we come from. He didn't receive warmth from his mother? Huh. Corner. Since he didn't receive warmth from his mother, he was always trying to achieve or gain acceptance of love from the mother of us all. She was a force that he tried to cherish and forgive, even though it was his ultimate wound. that caused him to be a disparate soul
Rain.
because he was lost. He was always waiting for his mother to return to help him heal and grow in other people. He was trying to make himself reborn in the name of love. That's the origin of why he made stuff for children, perhaps. Because of his lack of warmth in his own relationship with his mother. He was always looking for that kind of love outside of himself that would be able to cherish him and heal his wounds.
Disagree.
Disagree. Oh, Spirit said disagree. Okay. Are you saying that the origin of his story was to, oh, I see what you're saying. He created Disney as a way to be the mother of children like him who were disparate souls who didn't have the warmth of their mother, or who didn't
The
receive,
number 4.
thank you, Spirit, who didn't receive the warmth of their mother. Okay, thank you. So that's why he created Disney, is because he wanted children that didn't have that origin story to be able to find that kind of warmth from what he created. Well, that's beautiful. But there was some kind of imbalance. The mask. Oh, jeez. The mask. Wow. I just want to slurp. That's weird. I don't know how I feel about that. Just curious, was Walt Disney a pedophile? I don't know. I just got the mask. So, I don't know. Sometimes when we want to know the dirty details of certain people that have passed on, especially celebrities, what Spirit will do is they will help us focus on the, or tell us first how they got there, so we can have, I don't want, pedophiles are horrible. I don't want to like glorify them, but it's always about getting a higher perspective of a linear view to understand how one, Spirit said most likely, to understand how one, thank you, Spirit, to understand how one gets to that place. And it's usually because of an ultimate wound, because you're not born wanting to do that. It comes from some kind of wounding. So if we can understand how it occurs and that it's possible to heal it before anyone hurts somebody, and that's ultimately what Spirit wants for us to focus on. But yesterday we did have Keeper of Secrets, Child, and Play, and there is some revelation right now about him having some kind of God complex. But the origin of his God complex started from wanting to deliver or create some kind of surrogate mother energy to those who didn't receive warmth from their mother. That was like the origin of his creation. So it started from a good place, It started from a good place, but so we often think of a mask as something that conceals our identity. Yet contemplate the possibility that the mask permits our true identity to be revealed.
At the start.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Performance reveal persona. So at the start, what Walt Disney was in the very beginning.
number,
The reason why he started Walt Disney was his true identity. That was who he was. But as time went on, the mask that he was wearing that revealed who his identity was became a mask to conceal who he was becoming, because he was hiding behind what he originally put forth for everyone to see. It became a mask to conceal what he originally was revealing to people about his identity. I think what Spirit is saying is that he wasn't always like this, or whatever we're going into, but this mask, this energetic mask, or this alternate personality that hid his rejection, gave him the ability to reenact a side of himself that was seeking expression, that he never gave a role to play on the stage of his life.
communicate,
It was just a realm of possibility that he wanted to pretend that he was, but he forgot how to embody the parts, and it became a ritual of expanding the self, where he may have involved himself in mischief and deception around others who are trying on new masks too. No one is sure who is who. That sounds like Eyes Wide Shut, when you do a ritual with a bunch of people wearing a mask. Oh, shit. His mask changed when he gained acceptance with the elite through the entertainment industry. 1990s. And these people were mischief makers, they were tricksters that were well versed in deception and that wore masks of their own. This may be literal and figurative. As time went on, his mask couldn't conceal what his mask was to conceal his wound of rejection. He has a mother wound of rejection. So what initially started was to reveal what had been suppressed, which was his wound of rejection. Thank you, Spirit. But as time went on, he was approached by the entertainment industry and people and the elite, someone, some kind of group, and they all wore masks themselves, and they were full of mischief and deception. And that's when his mask changed. Instead of concealing his identity, instead of revealing his true identity, what he created out of love started to conceal what he was becoming, because of these rituals he was taking part in that he thought was expanding himself. Oh, Jiminy Crickets. Hey, nobody! The thing I understood is nobody is born evil. Yeah, everybody is born with a clean slate. You're in pure divine energy. And then as you get molded by your outside circumstances and your family group and the people who are around you all the time, you adopt or you take on. And that's what a generational curse is some kind of pattern or behavior that is handed down to you from your ancestors or your immediate family. And that's what a generational curse breaker is. somebody who is becomes consciously aware that they do not want to do that or be like that or do those things, and they consciously make an effort to heal that wound, and
Father,
then a spirit said, Father,
I hear you.
to heal that wound, and then you operate from a new level of consciousness and a different place of awareness. So you're actually
Shoes.
shifting timelines. You're actually shifting to a higher version of yourself. So in this instance, this is a great, Walt Disney is a great example of what you're saying. He formed something, he created something that was breaking a generational curse that he initiated through his realization that he wanted others to not feel rejected. But the thing is that he didn't heal that rejection wound within himself first before he decided to create this thing. And so when he was approached by mischief makers, by energies that are deceptive, he was not at a level of discernment to understand their true intentions. And that's why we teach you about energy, because you can be an innocent bystander in the way, in the form of energy,
Shovel.
when you create something that from a big heart space and you want to break a generational curse, you can create something in that
Probably
energy,
not.
and it can be very beautiful. But, and Spirit said probably not, just what I was about to say, but if you create that thing from the heart space where you wanted to, in his instance, he had the mother rejection wound because he didn't receive the warmth of a mother like he wished he would have. So he created something outside of himself that would fill that void, instead of addressing the void first and then creating that. So he still had that wound because he didn't actually close it up or accept it or let it go. He created something outside of himself to distract himself and to what he thought would be healing, and it was a great idea. So he was approached by elites that approached him and wanted to use his creation as a way to manipulate energy. So he was not at a level of discernment to understand that that's what they wanted. I'm sure we'll see what this says. The queen. So the queen has a dualistic nature, and we also had siren. So they probably came at him with a very something very seductive, which to him, and this is what I'm getting intuitively, would be authority, confirmation, money. We want to take your idea and make it worldwide. We want to take your idea and have every child on the planet know who Disney is. We want to take your idea and put it on a worldwide scale so everybody understands what money. Spirit just said money. Didn't I just say money? So the temptation was money, because the elites saw a person who, because it says right here, dualistic nature. So he created something in a dualistic nature, which everything is, and there could have been a very good, positive trajectory for this creation, but the elites saw it as a way to use it to be mischievous and deceptive. They may have entrapped him too with straight up blackmail. Well, the spirit said money, so he definitely, the temptation at first was money, and then we'll continue and we'll see if he wanted to get out at some point or if he was blackmailed to have to stay in. It said yesterday the keeper of secrets. So, he may have known too much at a certain point where he just couldn't like break free. Oh, I said three. Three again. That's the third three. It's the third reference to three. Spirit come through. So he was getting, so also another temptation was the level of spiritual knowledge he was receiving in this group. And when you don't have a clear field and you attain spiritual knowledge like that advertisement, it would be very enticing for people who want spiritual knowledge and to have spirituality. It would be a very enticing temptation to take that bait when you and to attain that level of knowledge, but not have the energetic stance to maintain it or be responsible with it. Hey, Mystic Healer! Hey, Mystic Healer! Love you. Damn! Damn! All right, Spirit, where do you want me to go from here? Walt Disney, tell me. Let's do our pictograms. We'll do our pictograms. Walt Disney, tell me more. Marks. I think Walt Disney may have wanted to be Captain Save-A-Ho. Yeah, the devil, the devil is so charismatic and he's so smart and he's so devious. The way that he infiltrates your thoughts and the way that he makes you believe certain things, it's really like uncanny. Honestly, it really is. And that's why you need to know discernment because energy never lies, but humans lie, but energy never will. So someone, if I were Walt Disney at the level of consciousness I'm at now, were approached with my creative idea, and I was approached by a group of people that lived in the devil energy, that are mischievous and devious and deceptive, I would, even though they're saying, hey, we love your idea, we think it's a great idea, we want to put it on a worldwide scale, I would be able to intuitively feel the deception on an energetic level, because energy don't lie, my friends. And that's why we teach you about the art of spiritual discernment. Everybody has it. It's about developing it. It's about accepting that you have the ability to be able to know who's for your highest good and who is not, and who's bullshit and who's not. So again, they played on his wants and needs and desire to want to save a hoe, to want to be the provider of motherly love to children, to women, to whoever needed something outside of themselves, because he didn't understand the implications of this exchange, of this energetic arrangement, okay? So he thought that he was Super Rabbit, that he was flying high, that he couldn't be stopped, that he had this great knowledge, that he was some kind of intermediary between above and below, but he was imbalanced because, he was imbalanced because he's trying to save people who didn't ask him to save him, and he hasn't healed his own wounds. So that's just leaving him open energetically to being susceptible to deceptive energies that will take advantage of this desire to want to save people at this level, to want, but not, but not he wanted to be the person known for creating something so big and so influential and so positive that it almost became his downfall because of the money. It was the money. It's like it got to his head, basically. All this spiritual knowledge, being Captain Save-A-Ho, being the one with, it just like a god complex kind of. There's also a woman tied up here, so I don't know if that is significant, but he was Briar Rabbit in the tar patch once he got touched up by the elite. Oh my gosh, Doug, yes, I remember that. I remember that cartoon. So he's a rabbit right here. so that's funny. I think he truly thought that his creation, or what these elites made him think, is that his creation would change drastically the world on like this huge scale, and he would be like, he'd get a lot of notoriety, he'd get a lot of money, he'd be like a person of great authority. Okay. Looks like Walt Disney to me.
Say your name.
So in this picture, he is looking like he's gonna scare the child. So putting children in like a fear state, perhaps. Children who are very interested in stories. There's a rocket. There's a rocket on this, and the newspaper says stock market rises. So very phallic. There's a blue hat. There's a blue hat and jacket on this
Moving closer.
on this little bag here. So something secret, something kept shut, because blue is for communication and the bag is closed. It's on top of the bag, so something kept shut, something secret, something that criminal. Ugh. Well, I think this answers your question, Devote. I don't have to say it.
Negative.
Yeah.
Yes, there is.
Definitely taking advantage of children and their naivety and their innocence, trying to control the narrative for young children, trying to scare them, scare tactics, trying to he look how scary he looks. It looks like he's gonna scare the little boy who's enthralled in his space stories. It's covering his mouth. So so and here he is, look, going naked to the studio to create his art under an umbrella corporation. There's two umbrellas. One's open, one's closed. So some kind of, when I see this umbrella, I think of Resident Evil. I think of Resident Evil when I see that umbrella. So he may have had spiritual knowledge of how to get, oh my gosh, this is sex magic.
Birth.
My spirit just said birth.
A leaderboard.
Sex magic. He may have been doing sex magic in this organization he was part of, this umbrella corporation, this Resident Evil. He was doing this, he didn't start off doing it, but once he
Group of
joined
us.
this group, just like I said, once he joined this group, he realized how you can harness energy from sex magic and the way that a way, and I was looking it up. I don't do sex magic. I don't believe you should do it. I highly recommend you don't even think about it because you cannot manifest or create by manipulating energy. It's not going to end good for you. It might work for a little bit, but ultimately in the end, you will not have something that is sustaining or that is viable for your expansion. It takes from you, it takes vital force, and it also takes from innocent people. And so this group he was part of was creating creating art or whatever they were creating through sexual energy. Okay, that's what's being told to us. Because they had knowledge of high spiritual knowledge. I'm upset. I'm very upset. I'm trying not to attach myself to it emotionally,
Brave.
but Spirit said be brave. So they were taking advantage of innocent, naive energy to create energy, to take energy, to help with their creations. He became addicted to it. It became something that he couldn't stop doing. It became something that it didn't start off that way, but the minute he joined this group, and Spirit said group of us, they were doing seances, they were playing with Ouija boards, they were taking vital force from sources, from innocent sources, and they knew that this creation of Walt Disney's was going to be a great way to harvest that energy. That's heavy, you guys. That is so heavy. So, Walt Disney, what now? Like how do you feel about this now that you're crossed over divine love? He didn't realize though it was draining his own energy, body get back to the other side, and real messed up. Yeah. When you offer everything to the divine with detachment, you begin a love affair with spirit. Oh, yes. That's why Spirit showed me that advertisement that I read to you in the beginning about openly advertising about sex magic. You cannot manifest by taking energy from something else. And
Ready.
you certainly cannot manifest
Set.
or or operate or use high spiritual knowledge when you yourself are not at a place of Christ consciousness to use it responsibly. And I can guarantee that even if you were to have sex with somebody else and you were in Christ consciousness, the the possibility that that other person is in Christ consciousness as well is like really astronomical because a lot of people are just now awakening to Christ consciousness. And so once you're in that state of or level of consciousness, which is 144,000 hertz, you will not need to manifest in this way, and you will not need to take energy from anything, and you will be able to generate energy from your heart space infinitely. You don't need to take it from anywhere. And the thing is about taking it is it becomes addictive because it's so easy, because you become lazy, because you come from unhealed wounds. And I'm not trying to be upset at Walt Disney. I think that he's really just upset at himself that he allowed himself to get to this level of this. I mean, that looks like Walt Disney. Okay? So Walt Disney now is saying divine love. You want to be in Christ consciousness. You want to be a master manifester. You want to create beautiful works of art. You want to create something new and exciting to experience. You want something for
Gold.
everyone to experience gold. Then you need to operate from a heart space. And the only way you can do that is to heal your wounds. If Walt Disney had healed his mother wound of
Redemption.
rejection, then he would have been able to take his creation and have discernment and walk in his divine right and be able to discern the energies that came toward him to take advantage of his creation. Instead, he let the money, the power, the fame get to his head, and he let these entities or energies talk him into believing that they could grow his creation far beyond his imagination, and he didn't come from the space where he originally created it. 222277 on the clock. How do you heal wounds? Some wounds can't be healed. All wounds can be healed. All wounds can be healed. And if you tell yourself, a spirit just said inner child, this just came out of the deck, all wounds can be healed. And I can't speak for everyone. I can only speak for myself, and the way that Spirit taught me how to heal my wounds is to always understand that you're never done healing, that it's never some like destination that you like magically get to and then all of a sudden you're done. To be aware that it's never done. You can never get it finished and you can never get it done. It's always about the journey, not the destination. And if you just think about energy, and that's why we teach about energy, because for me it really helped, it clicked for me when it just came to energy. If you want to heal, if you want to attain abundance in every way, not just monetarily but joy, then you have to feel that way emotionally. And you cannot feel that way emotionally if you still operate in
Jordan.
your ultimate wounds of rejection, abandonment, whatever generational curses you're trying to break. And in order for you to become consciously aware of what you need to break, then all Spirit taught me how to do was to recognize my own shortcomings when I felt less than through my emotional triggers. And whoever is in your environment that makes you the most upset, or that makes you feel the most anger, or that makes you feel the worst about yourself, is going to be your greatest teacher, in that they are showing you exactly what you need to heal from. And for me, it was rejection. And so the person that I loved the most was constantly in a state of rejecting me, creating that trauma. And I would always react in a
Peanut
way
boys.
that would perpetuate the cycle, until finally, through the spirit guidance, they taught me to understand that even though they're saying those things, even though they're trying to hurt you and say the worst things possible to you, it doesn't make it true. And you have to build your own self-worth and know your worth despite how those people are trying to make you feel or make you believe you should feel. And you have to know that it's not true because you're pure positive energy having a human experience and you're
Shadow.
pure positive love. That is what you are. And so once I understood that, it became funny. Every time I got triggered, I saw objectively from a higher perspective how silly it was and how childish that person was. And I actually started to laugh. I started to laugh at the insecurity of that person, at the I would never in a million years ever want to make anyone feel less than who they are. Anyone who would make somebody else, who would go out of the way to make somebody else feel bad, is just a reflection of how they feel about themselves. And it became funny to me. So you can heal any wound as long as you are consciously aware that you can feel both ways at the same time. And it's not true. It's not true. Just because someone says it or feels that way about you doesn't make it true. So once you understand that, it almost becomes easier to lift yourself out of the emotional state that trauma puts you in and look at it objectively, like from the outside. So I don't know. I hope that that wasn't too much to process. People ascending over time, the veil is lifting. Yes, yes, yes. Like I said, you're a pretty, pretty princess. Well, it's funny you said princess at the beginning, and we're talking about
Check
Disney.
children.
Disney's known for their princesses. I agree, but spiritual cycles is waking people up. Elite peak is over.
Positive.
Spirit said positive. Yes, Doug. Spirit said positive. Yes, we've come to the end of a cycle where we're beginning a new cycle where the energy doesn't match the old energy. So it's pushing out that old mindset of control, of dominance, of trauma bonding, of perpetual negative karmic cycles. It's pushing all of that out. So Walt Disney is telling us that he should have healed his inner child wounds, his deepest needs and feelings. He should have attended to that first before continuing to take his creation, his concept, to people that didn't have his highest good. And if he had done that, he would have been able to discern that these people didn't have the best intentions for his creation. They used it as a way to manipulate him and then use it to manipulate innocent, naive energy. And the song you sang for just the two of us has the sentence, building castles in the sky. Oh my God! Spirit is so amazing, right? I love that. Oh, thank you, Air. Thank you. All right, what else, Walt Disney, do you want to share with us before you go? Because you definitely have a big life review. He's probably doing letting go. Letting go.
Apocalypse.
Apocalypse. Oh, so Walt Disney was part of an era where that energy was not able to be transmuted in the time he was in. Okay? He's learning on the other side to let go of that. So, whatever next human experience he wants to have will be different, and he'll be able to confirmation, he'll be able to overcome this experience he had in this life, because it's all about learning, it's all about letting go of the past. So he's ready to let go. He understands now from a higher perspective that he should have healed his inner child wounds, and that he should have been in divine energy with his creation that was given to him with a good intention. It started with a good intention, but he was tricked by clever foxes that were confident, confident in their trickery, and he should have had confidence to understand himself, to understand that
Memory.
mm,
Disagree.
I was gonna say one thing, but Spirit said disagree. So he would. Oh, I see what you're saying. So he wishes that he would have had more confidence to believe in his ability to get the job done without the need of having these clever foxes outsmart him and use him in the way that they did. Because he basically found a resource that confirmation that he thought was going to get his creation where he wanted it, but just by being, and that's why we teach about energy, because just by being in that energy, what it did was it made him operate in that energy, that deceptive, tricky, clever, manipulative energy. When you're around that energy, you become that energy. That's why Spirit says you need to, once you start elevating your consciousness and climbing the ladder, Jacob's ladder to Christ consciousness, you have to let go. You have to let go of energies that don't match you anymore. But if you are constantly going back to energy that you cannot discern is for you or not, you will become that energy and you will be, hey, country girl, and you'll become that energy and you'll operate in that energy and you won't even know that it's not yours because you keep on immersing yourself in energy that isn't for you. And so you have to learn to let go of people that have trauma bonded to you
He
or
is
that
lost.
keep you or that aren't ready to take that next step into the next level of consciousness with you. You have to know what energy is for you and what energy isn't, confirmation. And you need to have confidence that that is what you should do. Because a lot of people, what we're finding is that they'll, play in sex magic and play with things they don't understand. And they'll start to see things go wrong in their life, but they still keep going back to people that they did sex magic with instead of going to people who don't need to do sex magic to manifest. They keep hanging out with people who do. That's just an example. And so Walt Disney, he wishes he would have had the confidence to let go of those people, but he thought in his lack mindset, because he didn't heal his inner child wounds, that he didn't have to um that he didn't have any other way or resource to uh
Nope.
Spears said nope to amplify his creation. So he thought this was his only way to make his creation grow, basically. What serves you and doesn't serve you. Yes, exactly, country girl. That energy explanation was interesting. Well, thank you, DeVoe. I'm so happy that you were here to hear it. I hope that it helps you understand an angle of energy. I definitely, the law of attraction. Yes, and we'll end it on this note by just saying this one excerpt that is actually pertaining to the law of attraction. So I was listening to this video about the chosen ones, and I was kind of laughing at it, and it was a great video, but I was laughing that it was talking about the law of attraction and how there was like the secret and stuff, and it became really popular for a short time, and interesting about why to let go of past energy and how it will affect you if you go back. Loved it. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, Devo. Thank you so much for listening. I am so grateful to you. So the law of attraction became so popular to attain money. And okay, sure, that's true, but what it was missing and
I
what's
have a secret.
thank you. Didn't I just say the secret? First, I have a secret. So he may have been using the law of attraction, but he may have had spiritual knowledge of the laws of attraction through this group. But the thing about the law of attraction is that in order to attract or manifest what you desire, you can attract what you desire by focusing on what you want. But if your emotional state does not match joy, you will attract what you desire at the emotional state you are now. So if you have an unhealed mother wound of rejection, then you will attract money, fame, all of that, but you will not attract, you will always be rejected by love, you know? So it's like if you want to be abundant in every way and you want to attract like a magnet all that is meant for you, then you have to be happy now. And you can't use the law of attraction as a way to attract money to you or fame or riches if you have unhealed wounds, because you'll just attract those things but in that unhealed state, and you'll be susceptible to energies that can deceive you, that can bring you misfortune, that can take advantage of you, that can reject you. You can have a hard time finding love, you can have a hard time keeping love, friends, things like that. So you can attract everything that is meant for you if you just focus on being happy now and being open to what comes to you. But he was using the law of attraction to attract what he desired, but in an unhealed space. So he attracted people and things, a group of people that were in that traumatic energy as well, that used him and his creation to keep him in an energy where he became addicted to harnessing energy through high spiritual knowledge, that they were not being energetically responsible, and they weren't being responsible with the knowledge of what they were doing. They were manipulating negative or innocent, naive energy. So he is in a period of reflection. When you cross over to the other side, you go, Spirit says, you go into what's called the truth booth, and you get to review the choices you made and you get to see where you could have done it differently. So he's in a space of letting go of his, ultimate wound that got him to where he got. And he understands now that he attracted what he desired, but without healing his inner child wound. And he lost his divinity by acting in those ways. So, beautiful lesson.
Frank.
Very disappointing. Very disappointing to find out, but very, very beautiful message of a lesson learned. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much, Walt Disney, for coming through. We really appreciate you giving us your honest, truthful, human perspective. We very much appreciate that. We're so happy that you are letting go of that you're healing, that you're in a place of love to understand, and we hope it helps in any way. Love you guys. Powerful, clear channel. Thank you for your beautiful energy. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I love you so much. Let's see you on the next one.